Lady Lily, back with another video. I am so sorry, yeah. Can't even have your window open to catch a breeze. Got sirens, fireworks, and all the other busy. This is what happens when you live close to a hospital. So you hear the you hear the sirens and all that. So this is Housewives of Potomac, season 4. I think this is like what, episode 12? I don't know. I'll put it in the description. But this is Can I Get a Witness? So the show opens up with Candace and her mom. They have some homework from their therapist. So they have to come up with goals and a contract so they can move forward. Um, Candace is really trying to take this seriously while her mom is, in Candace terms, throwing jabs, making, you know, facial expressions, and otherwise, Candace is just feeling some type of way. But hopefully, just hopefully, they can get on track. Ashley is at her restaurant. She just got done wrapping up an event. One of her colleagues, associates, had asked her, how she was doing. She was pretty much saying she's fine. That, the situation has brought her and Michael closer together, and they're gonna, beat this, and they're gonna be fine. And the lady said fine. Giselle comes in to visit to check up on Ashley, but to me it was more about Giselle, poking and prying, and of course Ashley was just telling her that she can't go into details. She believes her husband, and that is that. From there, we go on to Monique. Monique is going to do a 3D reveal of the baby, because they like to they opt not to get the sex of the baby. They usually go and do a 3D reveal, and they turn it into a little mini party. So they normally invite people. So she invited Candace and Karen to come. Chris was upset, and he was pretty much checking Monique. He did not like the fact that she was pregnant, and she's talking about she want to drag, Candace, and start fights, and be involved with some mess that is really unnecessary. And considering her condition, she really, shouldn't be getting involved. So Monique said she got it. She understood. Um, and, moving forward, she just gonna stay out of it. So Candace and Karen shows up, um, because, like I said, she tends to invite people to these type of things. So the doctor goes to, show the baby. The kids are cutting up. Melania and the other boy just is acting a fool. So like Chris said, they really can't enjoy it because, the kids was checking it out for a few seconds, then they're all over the place. So it was pretty much over. The little boy talking about something. I know my energy needs to be on 1. And they said, yeah, your energy is on a 100. And Chris pretty much said that your energy is going to have me tap tap on their behind. So he pretty much took them out and then allowed the ladies to sit down and chit chat. Monique, Karen, and Candace were following up, based upon, the hold down and the situation. Candace and Monique since have apologized to each other via text. They both felt like it got out of hand, and they was pretty much doing the most. Karen says she feels like, Candace is allowing the issues and the situation with her mom to spill over into her, friendships and situations. So, and she was just saying, you just got to grab a hold of it. You got to turn some things around because, yeah, it's just doing too much. So Giselle is out with her girls. They are doing a day at the apple orchard. They're picking apples. Of course, the girls is not feeling it. Some of the apples are looking like it's a no. But they finally did come across some better looking apples, and they was able to bag up a few apples to take home. They sit down for some ice cream, and the girls was pretty much telling Giselle that she asked them how did they think she was doing as a, how she's doing as a mom, and they Angel told her she was like at like a 70 something percent, and they was like, yeah, because Grace apparently she said she's got 2 soccer games left, and apparently Giselle has only been to one, and she said, what do you mean? She said, no, it's not just been one, and even her sister's co-sign say, no, you only been to one game. So the Angel feels like that Giselle gives Adore and Grace more attention. And then Giselle says she do have a lot of focus on Grace right now because she's trying to get her ready so she can go into high school, but she loves, all her daughters. And she said Adore's just like a little pest. She, come lay up under her all the time. But she was saying that she loves all of them. But apparently, Angel felt like that, that was a no. So she was saying, Giselle was saying that was making her realize that, okay, she got to stop and pay attention because her girls is, trying to tell her, about herself. Robin is off to go get her hair done. She said, this lady been doing her hair for 15 years. And she said whenever she decided to retire or just stop doing hair, she don't know what she's going to do. So she is saying that the house is close to being done. She cannot wait. She said there's still a lot for them to do as she needs to have an open house and whatever things you do when you're trying to get ready to put a house for sale on the market. Robin also mentions that her and Juan are doing better as putting each other first, spending more time together. And she said he is actually interested in them having a baby girl. According to Robin, she was saying when the boys were, infants, Juan was not really proactive or around because I'm sure he was traveling, but she said he was not as active, and he feel like, having a baby girl will be, a do-over. And then Robin's, hairdresser's like, well, would you be up to that? Because I would like to see you have a baby girl too. And Robin was saying that she was open to it, but she said she felt like if they're going to try to attempt to have another baby, they should be trying to get married because they've been playing house for entirely too long. Ashley went to go see her therapist counselor, and she said she had admit to being putting up a strong front for Michael, in which when she got the news, she was, didn't take it too well. She got lightheaded, all types of emotions ran through her, but somehow she managed to put up a front. She hadn't even told Michael all the emotions she was facing. She just felt like she had to be okay for him. The counselor pretty much told Ashley that it was okay to be vulnerable. It was okay to allow people to support her in this moment, and that it's you need somebody through these type of moments. So the counselor asks Ashley, does she connects her feelings about protecting and looking out for Mike as those with feelings towards the dad, lack of the dad. Ashley said that she sees Michael as a fraternal figure, and then the counselor was saying, but he's your husband. You have to separate that because that's not what he is to you, and that's not his role. Ashley was saying that her parents divorced pretty much when she was 1 year old, and her dad left, and they never really talked. The counselor, told her she needs to stop acting like she needs to be perfect for Michael, because the connection she made is that Ashley being perfect trying to be perfect for Michael so he won't leave. It correlates to the fact that Ashley felt that somehow she wasn't good enough, and that's how her dad left. So Ashley is like honing those thoughts about, let me do all I can do so so Michael won't up and leave me like my dad left me. That was the realization that the counselor brought to Ashley um, during that counseling session. This was the scene was very emotional. Because they had her, close her eyes and envision she was the girl. And, as she was saying in her confessionals, there was questions like she wanted to know, why did he leave? And then he left, why did he not want to have a relationship with her? It's just the questions that she, asked her mom, and mom really didn't have, a good answer for it. So it was really a touching real scene for Ashley during this episode, and we'll get to another one shortly. So Giselle has decided to have a day with Angel. Giselle wanted Angel to know that she loves her, and she thinks she is just a rock star. And Giselle said maybe she felt like she didn't give as much love and attention to her because she felt like Angel was always, she was just the straight lace and fly right type of child. She gets straight A's in school. She's organized. She's on top of things. So Giselle felt like she didn't have to worry so much about her because she felt like she was on top of things. But Angel says she wants that time. She wants that attention because it lets her know that she is loved. She's loved and she's cared about and she's thought about and she's important. And Giselle said, having this conversation with Angel, as well as mixed in with going to therapy, she realized that she has to show compassion. She has to love and show compassionately equally, not just to relationships and friendships, but even to her own kids. And you always hear parents say, "Oh, I don't love one more than I love the other. I love you all equally." But she was just saying, like, maybe her attention and actions and time may not be adding up in terms of Angel's sense, because she felt like Angel might be more independent amongst the girls. So Ashley went and visited her mom. They're having dinner, they're catching up, and Ashley wants to know more about her dad. Apparently, she asked her mom, did he have mental health issues or there's something? The mom said no, not, no, he didn't have that, not that, nothing that she will recall. And she said when she was pregnant with Ashley, he was on board, he was going to be there, it was all great, he wanted the baby. And then she said once Ashley was born and within that first year, it was just something shift, and he just ended the relationship. And she said it was best for them to split, and she thought she did the best, made the best decision for Ashley at that time because of where they at, what he was type of man he was. The mom was saying he was a loner, but even Ashley felt like even being a loner, you should still, want to be bothered with your kids. Ashley had mentioned that she had even reached out to her father on Facebook saying, I don't want nothing from you. I just want to get to know you, a little time, attention, let you know I'm here. He blocked her. That's got to be tough. He blocked her from Facebook, and she said, I don't want money. I don't want materials. I just want to get to know you and for you to get to know me. And he just, that's rough. That's got to be a tough pill to swallow because here you are, and she's probably an adult, and she's trying to make this effort and just to get denied by your own flesh and blood. Like the song that Mary J. Blige said, how can you deny your own flesh and blood? So yeah, I'm sorry. I had to throw it in there because that's what it reminds me of. So anyway, apparently Ashley dad has not blocked Ashley mom, so Ashley was able to go on his page through her mom's Facebook account and look up his pictures, and she saw him and all his pictures, and he had pictures with his other kids, and she just don't know why he wouldn't want to get to know her, and what's really going on. She said she wants to go to Georgia to find him. She said Michael said it was not a good idea. He thinks it's a bad idea. Her mom said go for it. So we'll see what will happen with Ashley moving forward, because maybe this is something she need to do prior to the pregnancy and all that. But we all know she gets pregnant in real time. The baby is here. Dean Michael, I think that's his name, but he's here. Good. Yeah, so we know she's eventually going to get pregnant, but we're just watching the journey. So anyway, it is date night. It is a triple date night for the Housewives. Karen and Ray, Monique and Chris, and Curtis and Chris are getting together for a lovely dinner. They all got black on. Yes, they all are wearing pretty much black. Candace said this is her and Chris' first couples night out as a married couple, so kudos to them. Of course, the conversation leads to Michael, as Monique had mentioned. She had talked to Ashley or hung out with Ashley, and she was just telling the same thing that Ashley was saying. The situation's bringing them close together, and Candace is just like, what the hell's really going on? Something had to happen. Meanwhile, Karen was sipping on oysters. Ray was getting turned on. Boy, them two are nasty. And she said, we're mature adults and we're having sex. And there's nothing wrong with enticing each other. That's just something she said. It was really crazy. And Candace ended up asking Monique, was there any cameras in the basement? And Monique said they got cameras in the house, but apparently they don't have cameras in the basement. Chris, which is Chris, had said he was called as a witness because apparently he's supposed to be standing next to Michael talking to him while the situation happens. Chris says he does not recall that particular situation taking place during their conversation of the time he was in the basement. The other Chris said, what if if he did it, he needs to own up to it, and he needs to be held accountable for his actions. So that pretty much sums up, this. I mean, Candace and Chris was talking about, they're gonna, need a bigger home, especially if she have babies, and they're gonna have to have, a room for the baby one. If she have another baby, then she said they had to have another room, for when her mom comes, because she needs a suite. Or Chris said, or it can be the room that my parents stay in when they come to visit. So yeah, they talked about that. So I don't know if that was like, a dig, because Ray was like, oh, you're trying to move, honey. Oh, you're trying to move. So that was just Ray. I don't know if that was a slight dig or not, but hey, that is it. So that wraps up the episode. Next week, it seems like they're going to show, Ashley and Michael going to do an interview with Fox, and yeah, see more stuff come out the wash or not. But that is it. That is all. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a blessed and prosperous week. Be open to all the things and be open to all the good things and the plans that God has for you. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Peace out.